All right, what's up guys? We are back in the news station. Pretty cool, pretty cool. And we're just gonna catch up on some BMX news. It's been a minute since I did this. It takes a lot of work and I was like, I don't know if the reward's there, and I didn't feel like doing it. And anyway, we're doing it again. Back to it, except no glasses this time because it's not the reflection. Anyway, you don't care. You guys are probably wondering, what kind of ignorant shit is he gonna say today? Look, you're gonna be happy because nothing, all right? I'm toning it back a little bit. The other episode I feel like was a little bit too spicy, and RBMX commented, I was like, oh no, anyway, we're gonna chill. I saw something, somebody posted something on a Facebook group about Damn Benny, and I was gonna, go on a little rant about that, talk about that, and I was like, no, we're gonna stay far away from that kind of stuff. But we do have a list of things that have happened in the last month or so. Some really cool things have been happening with the sport, some really cool events, and some interesting news. But we're gonna talk about it, let's go through it. At the end of the video, I'm gonna play some recaps of some of the best questions from the live streams. And so stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys wanna talk about in the description. And look, I like to say ignorant stuff and thought-provoking stuff to form a discussion, because sometimes my opinions are my opinions, and sometimes I just say stuff because I know it's going to spark controversy and it's a lot of fun. And so debate with me in the comments. If you think I'm wrong about something or you have an opinion, share that. There's no wrong opinions because that's why they're opinions. Now, there's wrong facts, not wrong opinions. But anyway, let's get right into it. Okay, the first event we're going to talk about is the Vans Waffle Cup in Huntington Beach. Look at the cool stuff that happened at the Waffle Cup in Huntington Beach. I wish I could have made it over there. It would have been really fun to watch and to see everyone shred. It looks like a cool event. I love that Vans puts the effort into these things and puts the money back into the sport, putting on these events and everything. And it just looks like a good time, a really solid, good time. And you don't get much of that anymore. Four things I wanted to talk about. The first thing is we saw a Facebook post or an Instagram post of Trey Jones crashing. All right, you guys probably saw the clip, but here it is again. There's been some controversy about Scotty Kramer and Trey Jones here. Scotty was announcing during the Waffle Cup, from what I understand. Again, I didn't watch it, so this is a lot of ignorance and secondhand hearsay. It's a lot of hearsay. But from what I understood is this person said, well, Scotty didn't even acknowledge Trey while Trey was riding. And now imagine this. You had a big falling out with your best friend. He's riding in the event and you're commentating on it. That'd be kind of awkward. And I can think of a few people that if it was similar situation, past best friends of mine, and they're doing that, I'd just make it as awkward as possible. I'd probably comment some weird shit just to make it awkward and whatnot. I wouldn't totally ignore them because that's lame. You got to play into it. You got to have fun with it. But Scotty's doing his own thing. Trey's doing his own thing. And it was a good event nonetheless. But you guys who watched it, was there any kind of weirdness going on? Was Scotty kind of weird towards Trey? Was he biased? Was he ignoring him and just mentioning the other riders? Or imagine this, right? Trey goes, he does a feeble to 360, right? Feeble 3. And Scotty doesn't say anything. And then somebody else does a feeble 3. He's, oh my God, did you see that crazy 360? He just gets all hyped. And Trey's just sitting there like, bro, what? Is this real life? How awkward would that be? That's some kind of stuff I'd do. But anyway, Trey's not me. You guys saw Trey's crash. Now, there was a women's class in the Vans BMX thing. And last episode, we did talk about women in BMX and Vans doing all of this extra stuff for women in BMX. And there was a lot of good discussion in the comments. And I just think it's really cool they put this event together and did a whole highlighted women's class. In the X Games, pretty sure it was the X Games, they took out the women's class completely. They just said, look, there's not enough people watching it. You guys can ride as a demo, but we're not gonna give you guys your own class. And a lot of women were upset about it, rightfully so, but Vans would never do such a thing because, back to what I was saying last time, I genuinely feel like Vans supports women BMX and they're not necessarily doing it as a woke movement thing. I think they're genuinely down for it, and it shows, right? The effort that they put into it, the signature shoes that they put into it, all of that stuff, it really shows. As far as other companies like X Games, they'll probably talk about women's BMX to be woke, but they don't really give a shit. And That's the part that makes me angry. It's not the hype about women's BMX. It's the hype about certain brands using it. Like, they are straight using them for clout, and that's messed up, you know. Anyway, we're not going to talk about all that. Vans supported women. They put in a women's class, and there was some pretty cool bangers thrown down by some of the women. We also saw Ryan Williams in the Huntington in the Waffle Cup contest. I don't know. Is it a jam? Is it a contest? Either way, Ryan Williams went in. Crazy trick, okay? But his caption was what's interesting. He said something along the lines that he hopped the fence, borrowed a bike, and did this for the best trick. And it makes me wonder, again, I'm ignorant about it, I don't know, was it only Vans riders that were there? I don't think so. I don't think it was only people who were sponsored by Vans. But that could be. I guess they sponsor a lot of riders, but I don't think so. So why wasn't our Willie there? Was it an invite-only thing? Why wasn't he invited? He's one of the top BMX riders in the industry right now. He's winning contests. He's winning X Games. He's doing all kinds of stuff. So was he not invited? Did he not go? Why did he have to hop the fence and to do this trick and borrow a bike? You know, somebody tell me the answer to that, because I'm really, really curious about that. Is Vans really into women's BMX but not scooter BMX hybrids? Are they... You know, they're like, yeah, we support women BMX, but not scooter riders. Like, not you, Ryan. I don't know. Somebody fill me in, because I have no idea. That's just something I saw and it raised my eyebrow. I was like, hey, what's going on? You know, why this? Why is this going on, our Willie? But anyway, that's a recap of the Waffle Cup Jam contest, whatever you want to call it. Next, we're going to talk about Dennis Enarson. You guys know how much I love Dennis, one of my favorite riders. He's no longer with Demolition, which is sad, because of my handlebars. I bought the Demolition rig bars because they're Dennis's signature bars. And so now I just got to get rid of them. I don't care. I don't really care for Demolition. I care because Kevin and Dennis ride for them, and I love Kevin and Dennis. But anyway, he's no longer with them. He announced this in this Instagram video where he changed the thing that said Demolition to say Odyssey, and did a little line around there. This is really interesting news, because Dennis has been with them for so long. He's been riding with Demolition for a very long time, and now he's on Odyssey, and people are saying the Odyssey team is stacked. They have a lot of very talented riders, and now they're just adding Dennis to the list. I have reason to believe, I have no idea, but I have a sneaky feeling that that Demolition didn't term Dennis. Like, they didn't say, hey, Dennis, you know, it's been a long road, but you know, your time's done here. You got to go find something else. That is not what occurred, in my opinion. It seems like either Odyssey came to Dennis, or Dennis just reached out and was trying to get some feelers, said, hey, I'm worth a lot more money than Demolition's paying me. What can you guys do? And Odyssey and him worked out a deal. The reason I say this is because Demolition posted this clip of Parker Heath. Parker Heath is a San Diego local, and he got some heat on Rodeo Peanut for modeling pictures. But anyway, he's a very talented rider, rides in a full face. But if you put them side by side, I think Parker and Dennis look very similar. And they posted a clip with Parker, and I said, is this your new Dennis? Like, it's like your girlfriend dumps you, and you date another girl who looks strikingly similar to your last girlfriend because you can't get over her. And I really think that's what's going on with Parker and Demolition. You know, Dennis left, Demolition's hurt, so Parker is the new Dennis, the face, the Dennis. They love Dennis. And anyway, that's kind of my take on the whole thing. I'm partially joking, I'm partially serious. Third thing, X Games. Okay, X Games happened. They had a new class this year called Mega Park. And guess who won? Can anybody guess? Yeah, Ryan Williams won. It was kind of a double, you know, at Woodward they have the mega ramp. At Woodward East they have the mega ramp, but it's not really a mega ramp, it's a mini mega. It looked like a couple of those, couple big quarters, and it all linked together so that they could form a line. It's something that they had access to and that they were able to do. It's a really interesting take. I saw somebody complaining about it, saying, this is boring, this is lame. All they do is big spinny tricks in the air. And to be fair, they have a point. I think it's really cool. You know, any direction that BMX goes is a good direction for the most part. I guess not to Amazon if, got some heat for that last video. But anyway, you know, it's a really cool thing because with these bigger ramps, more injury is present, but also bigger tricks. The sport's evolving to, instead of 2 bar spins, now we're doing 5. And how cool is that? Anyway, so Ryan Williams won that. In street, Garrett took first again, and this is another gold medal. Garrett Reynolds has so many gold medals. I was trying to figure it out. If he won 1 gold medal each year, which sometimes he won more than 1, but dude's been pro and winning X Games for a very long time. And it's like Garrett doesn't look like he gets that much older. It's crazy to see. He's still winning X Games gold, and him and Chad Curley are always battling for gold in street, and Garrett just keeps coming out on top. In park, Logan Martin won, go figure, right? We got Garrett, we got Logan, we got R. Willie, the guys that just destroy everything. Those guys you can guarantee are going to be podium if they're not first. You guarantee they're on the podium. They're usually going to be first. Logan Martin won the park. The park was disappointing to me. So somebody hated the mega park. I hated the normal park only because, did you guys see this clip of Daniel Sandoval? He smacks the roof, and to be fair, at first I was like, dang, X Games just built this tiny, tiny course that expected people to perform on it. That's not really the case. You know, this is the park that Nitro Games has used and things like that. So it's been used before, but Daniel just aired up, hit the rafters, and came back down. I thought he was gonna die. He did not die. It was insane to watch, but the park was just, that park looks terrible. It doesn't look very fun. It doesn't promote progression, but that's the only thing about X Games I really have to rant about. Mega Park was cool. Normal Park was kind of lame, kind of small. In dirt, the internet says David Godziak won. David Godziak is no stranger to dirt. He's generally riding a 26-inch hardtail and busting out some insane tricks there. I watched him ride at Red Bull Dreamline years ago. Thank you, Chase. And it was insane to watch. Dude goes high, dude's got tricks, very, very talented rider, but we don't see his name thrown out there very much in BMX contests. So it was really surprising to see his name first in dirt, and I still almost don't believe it. X Games was really closed down this year. I saw something on our BMX where they said, hey, we're gonna post some of the practice sessions, but due to different permits and stuff, we can't post the actual X Games. And that's because X Games is grabbing everyone by the balls and making them subscribe to ESPN Plus. If you want to watch X Games, you got to have ESPN Plus. And quote from them is saying, hey, we want action sport fanatics to be as reliable as soccer fanatics are on ESPN Plus. I think the only place you can watch soccer, I guess, is ESPN Plus, and they want to do that for action sports. So you got to pay your $25 a month for ESPN Plus, and it's, I don't know. I'm against the whole thing, but in the same sense, capitalism is cool, and make that money. X Games, make that money. I will not be watching unless it's free, but you know, because I see all the clips and I don't. Anyway, it doesn't matter that much. Best trick, Mike Varga took it again. Mike Varga's won best trick. The last few times that I can remember, he just does a spin variation with a couple bar spins on the quarter, and that is enough to take away gold for best trick. Now, I don't want to take anything away from him. What he's doing is crazy. But it's the same thing every year, like a 900 bar and then a 900 double bar and now a 900 triple bar, whatever it was. It's a lot of spins on a quarter with a bar, and it's crazy. Like, I'm not taking that away from him. It's absolutely crazy, but it's repetitive. Like, let's see something else, you know, like Mike Varga, come on, you can spend all year just working on adding another bar into that spin. Let's do some quadruple flares or something. Like, let's get crazy. Jeremy Malott did a half cab flare, so a flare to fakie, half cab flare back in. I thought that was pretty cool, but it was also a little bit overhyped. Guys, let's get more creative with our tricks. Like, here I am doing feeble, like struggling with feeble bars, and I'm telling these guys to get more creative with tricks. But that's what happens when you wear the button-up shirt in front of the green screen. You can just say what. Anyway, good job, Mike Varga, but let's change it up a bit. Okay, next year I expect something else. No more bar spins. You've maxed it out. Two more things, okay? The last two things. Fly has released some signature bikes. I'll put them up here. They're crazy. And this is so cool. This is so good. Like I saw it and I got instantly hyped for you guys who are looking for bikes, because now you can go and you can pick the signature bike you want. So before you could go and get the Neutron, the Electron, the Orion, and the Orion, they were pretty good, but now these bikes come with a really solid pro parts package. They're costing over $1,000, but you can customize it. Fly bikes have a lot more options and versatility when you're selecting them. It's really cool. The frame ranges in specific geometry. So one frame has a more park specific geometry, another frame has a more dirt specific geometry, and then you can fine tune the top tube picking from their available aftermarket frames, and it's just attached with a really good pro parts package. So I'm gonna look more into that. I'm gonna add them to the Dougsterbob app. I'm gonna get more information out there for you guys. This is all pretty new, but I'm incredibly hyped about it. I saw that and I was like, this is good for BMX. This is something that's really cool and should have been done a while ago. So good job, Fly, keeping up on that. The last thing, we're gonna end it on this. Logan Martin posted a picture of his new bike. And I thought, this is kind of a weird time to be building a new bike. Usually they do it a little bit later in the year or a little bit earlier in the year, like right here midsummer when everything's going on. It's just an odd time to build a bike. I read the caption and he said, my bike got stolen, so he had to build a new bike. Stolen bikes happen all the time, right? We're used to that, like, you know, people's bikes get stolen. But what was crazy, Logan Martin's bike got stolen. Now, some dude, I can't imagine he knows what he has. Maybe he does. Some dude, probably. Now, it could have been a real targeted like hit. Some smart BMXer was like, hey, I'm gonna steal Logan Martin's bike, keep it on the down low. But I think some crackhead stole Logan Martin's bike, okay? This guy has this bike that could, you know, I'd pay good money for Logan Martin's bike just because it's Logan Martin. Like it's a high value. It's not just a stolen bike, it's Logan Martin's bike. The bike that won multiple, maybe it was the bike he won the Olympics with. Somebody stole it and they probably went to the store in Australia, the Walmart equivalent, bought a rattle can and rattle canned this bike because they're like, hey, I don't want anyone knowing that this is a stolen bike. They just sprayed bright orange spray paint all over it to make it look not like the bike that was stolen. And now they're selling it for a couple $100s on Facebook Marketplace. So if you guys in Australia see an oddly spray painted bike on Facebook Marketplace, it could be Logan Martin's and it could be very valuable. But if you say this is Logan Martin's stolen bike, you know, you can't. That's a tricky situation. Some guy came up to us in Vegas. We had, Colin and I had our bikes and he's like, oh, you guys like bikes? I got a bike for sale. We're like, okay, cool. He's all, look at this. It's a GT or something. And it had rock shocks. And I was like, dang, that's actually kind of expensive. He's like, yeah, we'll sell it for $400. I'm like, no, it's not my kind of bike, but you could probably get way more for it on Facebook Marketplace. And he's all, it's kind of hot. And I'm like, oh, okay, so you're one of those. So anyway, people are just gonna pawn off Logan Martin's bike. And you can't just say, I'm selling Logan Martin's stolen bike. That'll get you in trouble. But anyway, I'm gonna roll the questions from the Q&A section here. Every Friday, guys, come hang out, ask your questions. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, you guys are my only friends. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.